Hey, what's up, Team ADB? Welcome back to another episode of The Way of ADB, okay? Now, if you watched the last video, you should know what The Way of ADB is. But if you don't, let me give you a quick brief breakdown. The Way of ADB is a training philosophy. It's a lifestyle, a way of living, right? That you can follow or implement into your current lifestyle, and it'll help you get the most out of your fitness journey, out of the efforts that you put into your fitness life, right? So if you haven't watched the video before this, and I'm going to link it in the description, I recommend that you start there. This is a series. So this is part 2 of the Way of ADB series, okay? Now, today's video is going to be about training like an athlete. Really, all I want to do is kind of break down one of many training regimens that you can follow, right? So this is the one that I'm currently on, and I just kind of want to break it down to you guys and give you an idea of what it means to train like an athlete, how to train like an athlete, and what you get out of training like an athlete, okay? All right, so now you're looking at the picture right here, right now. My screen is down here. I think you can see my screen. My screen is down here, so I'm going to turn my eyes over here every now and then just to make sure that I'm on track and I'm not missing anything, all right? So if you're looking at the same picture I'm looking at, which I know you are because it's on the screen, you're going to see the day-by-day breakdown of a 7-day plan, right? So there's not a 7-day plan, but the 7-day breakdown of the athletic training style. So on Monday, you see that we're going to go upper body. This is going to be a pure strength day, which means we're going relatively heavy with a little bit of plyometrics, okay? Tuesday, lower body, another pure strength day, working on core strength instead of plyometrics, right? Then we go Wednesday. Now we've got a full body. This is more of a power training day. We got some explosiveness training. So we're going to be moving stuff really, really fast, and we are also going to be doing some speed training. You can implement some agility training in here if you would like, because I'm not against it. I think you could do speed and agility. I just primarily work on speed at the moment. I'll get to agility soon, but not in this current cycle for myself. All right, Thursday, we have an upper body and a muscular endurance workout, right? So now we're doing a little bit lighter weight, and we're working on things like negatives, holds, pauses, right? Higher reps. Just learning how to work when we're tired. Muscular endurance, okay? And we got a little bit of core strength on that. If you notice, the core strength was with the lower body day in the first half of the week, and in the second half of the week, the core strength is with the upper body, right? Trying to switch it up, keep it fresh, keep it fun, keep chalking your body, right? You don't want to do the same thing every single day. Next, Friday. You see Friday, we got that lower body, muscular endurance. Once again, plyometrics. Like I said, we're switching them, right? Okay. Saturday, we got a recovery day on Saturday. This is going to be a full body foam roll. I mean, we're going to take our time and make sure everything is how it's supposed to be. And we're going to take advantage of this day off as a recovery day. Recovery days are important. Don't skip them, whether you're training like an athlete or not. Okay. But if you're training like an athlete, you definitely need some recovery days. Don't go every single day 100%. You shouldn't be doing that. You're going to burn yourself out. Last day, Sunday, recovery yoga. All right. Yoga, mobility training, things of that nature. I'm big on it. You gotta stay loose and mobile, or you could subject yourself to injury that's really just unnecessary. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of go through each day and break down what one day would look like and what the next day is gonna look like. All right, now what you're seeing right here is gonna be a template. This is purely a template. Okay, run with it, please. Run with it. Right, go in here, add your own exercises, make it work for you. Take advantage of this. I'm giving you the free game right now because I want to help you make a difference. Training like an athlete is not easy, and you should be doing it in an intentional way. So let's make sure that we're doing that by following this template right here. This is a great place to start. Once you get your footing, you can kind of play around with it, move it around. But for right now, stick to the template, stay true to it. You're going to see progress in your athletic ability, okay? So looking over here, let me adjust my screen real quick. All right. Monday, we're going to go over Monday first. This is that upper body pure strength day, plyometrics, right? We want to go through a quick little warm up. We're going to start it off with some shoulder mobility. So that's going to be simple things like shoulder flossers with a PVC pipe or a band, or a banded pull aparts, right? Or prone swimmers, little things like this. You're going to be doing stuff like what you see me doing right here. All right. You want to take your time, make sure that your shoulders are nice and mobile. They're feeling good. They're moving good. They're warmed up. The blood is flowing and they're ready to work. The shoulder joint is super incredible when we're training like an athlete, especially on an upper body day. Okay. After we got our shoulders nice and mobile and they're nice and warm, we're going to move over and do some upper body dynamic stretches. So me personally, I just like to get moving, right? I like to do stuff like a bird dog or a plank walkout, right? Things that are going to get my whole upper body moving and engaged. I might do some twisting of some nature, right? Just to get that lower back and that spine kind of ready to move around. To finish off our warm up, we're going to do a couple of plyo prep drills, right? So I might be doing some pogo hops to prepare my ankles for the amount of jumping that we're doing if we've got something like hurdle hops on the schedule today, right? If I'm going to do a max effort vertical jump, I'm going to do a couple of low effort vertical jumps where I can just kind of work on the snap down, work on my form, work on my landing, just getting the body ready to do the movements that we're about to go 100% on, okay? So now that our warm-up is out the way, we're going to move over to our plyometrics to start off. You want to do your plyometrics first because you have the most energy. The first thing we're going to do is our linear plyos, right? Our linear plyos is going to be things just like this, okay? We're taking our time. We're being very intentional, and we're moving in a straight line. You could be lateral in terms of like me doing like a shuffle, and I'm moving in a straight line. Or I'm doing a bound, and I'm hopping from one foot to the next, right? But I'm moving in a straight line. Plyos, sometimes you can get versatile and play around with them. But in the beginning, it's nice to be very simple. Keep everything at a fundamental level because plyometrics are very intense. So doing stuff like this right here might be easy. It might feel easy, but it's really preparing your body because if you jump into plyometrics and you go too hard from the jump, don't tell me I didn't warn you, you're going to get injured. I'm telling you from experience, time and time again, I've jumped into plyos way too fast, doing stuff that I was able to do, but my body wasn't ready for. It was too intense for the state that my body was in, and so I would end up with knee pain, elbow pain, back pain, hip pain, right? And you don't want to do that. So take your time. Small movements just like this is going to be super, super beneficial. Then we want to go into some vertical jumping. This might just be a snap down into a box jump, right? Let me get my screen back on. This might be a snap down into a box jump, or I might be doing a snap down to a straight vertical jump, or I can step off of the box and work on some depth drops, right? And keep it very, very basic, very, very fundamental. These are the types of things that I'm looking for when it comes to some vertical jumping. After that, we're going to go into a quick strength session where we're going to hit a vertical push, such as a dumbbell shoulder press, right? On a bench, seated dumbbell shoulder press, right? Then we're going to go for a horizontal pull. We might do something such as a bent over dumbbell row or inverted rows where I'm just pulling my body up against that bar. Next, vertical pull. First thing that comes to mind for me, pull-ups, right? You also might like the lat pull-down machine, something of that nature. As long as we're pulling that weight up and down, right? Now, I mean up and down like in terms of the plane that we're moving in, right? Now, the last one's going to be a horizontal push. We could be doing push-ups. We could be doing bench press. We could be doing a number of different things that are just moving in that horizontal plane, meaning I'm pushing that weight away from my chest, right? Vertical, horizontal. You get me? You get me. All right. Last thing we're going to do, hit a quick AMRAP. AMRAP stands for as many reps as possible. So we're just going to string together a couple of fun exercises. We're going to set a timer for like 5 minutes, and we're going to try and do as many reps of each exercise as we can. So I'll go from exercise 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, back to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, back to 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 until my timer runs out. That's how we're going to do an AMRAP. Then we're going to get into a cool down from there. Okay. Moving on. Tuesday, the warm up. We got a couple of hip and ankle mobility drills, right? So we're going to take our time, make sure our hips and our ankles are warm and they're ready for movement, okay? The next thing that we're going to do is going to be some dynamic lower body stretches. So I might do something like some hamstring sweeps. I might do something like a duck walk, right? Something where we're moving around, we're getting the lower body ready to move. We're putting our hips through their full range of motion, things like that. Hip circles, leg swings, stuff like that. Then we got a couple of strength prep exercises so that our body is ready for the lower body circuit that we're about to put it through because it's a pure strength day. Let's be ready to move some pure weight, you know what I'm saying? Some heavy weight. Let's get it. So after that, the next thing we're going to do is get into our strength session. There's no plyometrics today. We're going to hit a squat, a hinge, a lunge, and a jump. We want to get big on all three of those. And on the jumps, we want to be in control, just like with our plyo training. I like to do things. Obviously, a squat is simple. Let's do some back squats, some front squats, some split squats, something like that. A hinge, let's get some deadlifts in there, right? Something simple like that. Lunges, let's do some lunges. You get me? It really ain't that hard to think. Jumps, for this, I might do like some broad jumps. I'm going to do like 4 broad jumps and then take it back to the top. and go back. I might do this in a circuit where I go squat, hinge, lunge, and then jump, and I'm using dumbbells instead of barbells, so I can kind of fly through each exercise and go back to the top. Or you could do it where you just hit straight across. I hit squats, and then I get all my sets, I get all my reps finished, and then I go into deadlifts. I get all my sets, I get all my reps finished, right? Different ways to do this type of stuff. You want to have fun, keep it original, but mix it up from time to time. Just mix it up. Make sure you're not doing the exact same thing, okay? Next, what we're going to do is work on our abs. So when I see abdomen, I'm talking crunches, I'm talking toe touches, I'm talking leg raises, things like that. When I see rotational, we're talking like Russian twists. We're talking mountain climbers where I'm driving my knees to the opposite elbow, right? Where there's a little bit of rotation in the spine, and we got to be able to stabilize it, okay? After that, we go ahead, we hit that cool down. Now, moving on. Wednesday, we got that full body power and speed day, okay? When we warm up, we want to make sure that we're hitting every single one of our joints because we're going to be working every single one of our joints. We're going to hit the ankles, the hips, the T-spine, and the shoulder joints. Those are the major ones that I really want to focus on for our warm-up. Now, after that, we're going to do a couple of full body dynamic stretches that really engage the full body and make sure everything is locked in, everything's fired up, everything's ready to go, okay? After that, we're going to do a couple of speed prep drills because we're about to do some speed drills. So I'm going to do something like some high knees, some butt kicks, some A skips, some pogo hops, things like that. Now, when I get into my actual speed training, we want to be intentional about the form drills that we're doing. We want to make sure we're really using our body the way that we're supposed to. So you need to do a little bit of research if you don't really know how to run. That's okay. I'm going to bring some more speed training stuff out in the future. So just stay tuned. Go ahead, follow, subscribe right here because I will make sure that I get you guys some content that will teach you how to do proper sprinting drills, okay? Now, we want to do a little bit of resisted sprint. So like I said, this is where we pull out the sleds. This is where we pull out the bands. This is where we pull out the sleds that go around the waist and we carry it, or the sleds that we're pushing it, right? Just want to get something resisted, so we have to really, really put all of our effort into moving something forward, because when we take that effort or when we take that resistance out of the way, we're going to move forward faster. Simple, right? Math, equation, simple equation. Figure it out. Next, we're going to do a couple of free sprints, like I just said. So I'm going to move on to the power section. It's a power day. We're trying to move heavyweight. We're trying to move it fast. So I want to start with some cleans, whether that's a power clean, a hang clean, whatever it is. Maybe it's just the jump shrug so we can learn how to do the form, right? Whatever it is that you're doing, whatever stage you're at, we're going to do some clean, some form of clean. We want to hit some type of an overhead press to a snatch, right? I want to make sure that I'm doing something where I gotta engage that shoulder girdle, and I gotta make sure it's stable, and I also gotta have my core rocking, firing on all cylinders. Next thing we're gonna do, some box jumps, okay? With the box jumps, we gotta transition that power that we just used, and we just learned how to use our hips in a violent, forceful way. Take that over to the box. Go get you some box jumps in. Make sure you're not jumping on wooden boxes. Don't jump on wooden boxes. You're going to tear your shins up, man. Don't jump on wooden boxes. I'm tired of seeing that. All right, go find a foam box and jump on a foam box. Now, next, we got some some medicine balls and kettlebell AMRAPs. So I'm thinking like kettlebell swings, med ball slams, med ball wall slams, med ball chest press where you're pressing that thing straight into the floor. You're just power pressing it into the floor. Maybe we take that kettlebell and we got a farmer's carry, but I mix the carry. So I got one kettlebell up high, one kettlebell down low, and I'm walking for 20 yards. And I got to stabilize that core. And then when I get back, I got the medicine ball where I got to take it, I got to slam it, right? Again, choosing a couple of exercises, 3 to 4, maybe 3 to 5 exercises, set you a timer from 5 to 10 minutes, and then hit it back to the top, hit it back to the top. You get me? Keep it going, okay? Then we're going to cool it down. Now, after that, we're going to go to Thursday. I'm going to skip the upper body because I'm in the warm-up, because you already know how the warm-up goes. So I don't have to re-explain that for you guys. Now, we're going to move over, though. Since it's an endurance day, we really want this to be more of our circuit work, okay? This is where you have a little bit less time to rest, and we got to keep on working, and we got to learn how to work when we're tired, right? So this is where circuits come in handy, and circuit is where you have a number of exercises. Let's say 5 for this example. You go from 1 and you work for 45 seconds. Then you take a 30-second break. Then you go to number 2, you work for 45 seconds. Take a 30-second break. Then we go to number 3, work for 40 seconds. Take a 30-second break. All right, you get me? And you just keep on going until you get through all 5 rounds or all 5 exercises of the circuit. Okay, so When we're doing our upper body muscular endurance strength circuit, we want to have 3 strength sections. So this is where you get to choose, right? You can have some barbell, some dumbbell, and a body weight movement, right? Doesn't really matter. Just make sure you're mixing up the planes that we're working in. We want to add a little bit of variety in here. Next, we've got 3 strength sections. We've got 3 core stations. And then we're going to add in that upper body plyo station, which is where I'm going to do like an explosive push-up, where I got to get my hands off the ground when I push up. Or I'm going to do a med ball slam or something of that nature. And then we have a rest station, all right? We're going to hit that for like 2 to 5 rounds. Just go hard on it, depending on how strong you're feeling that day. After that, you can call it a day, or you can even go make another circuit and hit another one, right? So maybe on the first circuit, you do all horizontal press, and you do 2 rounds, 3 rounds. Then you do another circuit, and you do all vertical press. You do 2, 3 rounds. You get me, right? You can mix it up. You can have fun. You know what I'm saying? Have fun. Do what you want to do with this. Then when we get to that lower body section on Friday, we're going to go 4 strength stations on today's workout. Then we're going to add in 2 plyo stations. Okay, this is where we get our jumps in there, whether they're resisted or free jumps or whatever it is that you want to do. And then we're going to add a speed, agility, or quickness drill in there as well. And we're going to hit this for like 2 to 5 rounds. Again, staying simple, staying consistent. As the weeks pass, you'll get an opportunity to add new exercises in there. So don't feel like you have to do everything on day one, right? Keep it simple. When you come back around to it, create a different circuit, or hit the same one you hit last week, right? Do that for a couple weeks and then change it. That's up to you. Have fun with this. It's a template, right? It's a template. Okay, then whenever we go for our full body foam roll, I'm going to want you to hit every single one of these areas. Every single one of those, right? Full body foam roll. Learn how to foam roll. Take your time. You're going to feel so good when you finish your foam roll. It's not even funny. It might hurt when you're doing it. It's kind of torturous when you're doing it, but you're going to feel so much better after it's all said and done. Okay. Then whenever we get to our full body stretch routine, after we foam roll, I want you to hit all of these areas. Take your time. This should take you like 30, 45 minutes of pure self-care, right? This is like 45 minutes, 30 minutes of pure self-respect. Just show your body some respect. Hey, you worked hard all week. I'm about to make sure I take care of you right now. Okay? We're going to take care of ourselves on Saturday. That's what that day is all about. We went hard Monday through Friday. Saturday, let's get right. Let's make sure that our muscles are relieved. They are released, and we stretch them, and they're all back to their natural length. They're all back to how they're supposed to be, because on Sunday, we're going to go and we get that active recovery. And this is where you get a chance to really strengthen the joints, improve your range of motion so that you can improve the range of motion you can move with or move through while you're lifting and get more out of your lifts, right? So take your time on Saturday, be thorough. On Sunday, put yourself to the test a little bit of active recovery, right? A little bit of active recovery. Hit you a 30, 45, 60-minute yoga session. It's going to humble you. So I promise you. So yoga going to humble you, bro. So that's kind of how a 7-day plan can be laid out when it comes to training like an athlete, okay? Just taking your time, making sure that we're hitting so many different, we have so many different areas to cover as when we're training like an athlete, that you have to be intentional about the way that we actually go through our week of training, right? You can't just show up to the gym and do what you want to do. You could end up burning something out, overworking something, and injuring yourself. Be intentional about the way that you approach training like an athlete, and you're going to see a major change, not only in your own physique, right, but in your body's ability to move, and your body's ability, your strength, right? It's going to turn into a whole different level of strength than when we're bodybuilding and we don't have much range of motion, because we're a little too big. We're a little too bulky. When you're training like an athlete, you're still going to get that physique. You're still going to get cut. You're still going to get those muscles, but it's going to come with a little bit more mobility and transferability. So that work that you're putting in the gym is going to transfer over into your lifestyle, right? That's why I really like training like an athlete. You get the physique, you get the lifestyle enhancement, you get the confidence boost, you get it all. Go ahead, save this template if you want it. I'm going to put a link in the description for you to go download and save this template. Get that template and work off of that template on a day-by-day basis. You're going to see benefits. You're going to see improvements. And sooner or later, I'm going to have this very plan with the actual workouts up and available. So if you see this and you made it this far, go to the link in the description and see if I have the Athletic Revival training program in the link in the description. If I do, you can go sign up right now and go follow these workouts. You don't even have to do the thinking power of plugging and playing into the template. I've done it for you. It's ready for you. But if that link isn't in there quite yet, you got to do a little bit of thinking. Think for yourself, build something, take what I gave you and run with it. ADP. Peace.